This talk is intended for educational purposes only. It reflects our opinions and is based on our best judgment, but no warranty is given or implied as to their accuracy. Past performance does not guarantee future performance, and no investment or trading advice whatsoever is implied by our commentary, coverage, or charts. Jumping right into this, Mario, Eric was just asking about the ascending triangle pattern here on the keys, and if you give that any credence.
Mm-hmm.
I outlined it here in the dashed white line.
So you want me to talk about it, or you're gonna be?
He was just asking about it before I switch over to SPY.
So what was it? What's the thing with the ascending triangle, ascending wedge, bearish pattern? Is that bearish? Yeah. I want to be quick.
Technically speaking, yeah, it is. Like the idea is that it'll come down here, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I never read that book.
So I was just saying that, you know, it's not my favorite pattern. It's not something I use really at all. I'm aware of what's happening here with price. But I was saying while you're grabbing coffee, it's worth considering everything when we're at all-time highs.
It's kind of funny, guys, because today is going to be a little bit different for those of you that are visiting us from, you know, like Alan. I know you haven't been here for a while, Primo, so welcome. Anyways, but like since we're at the end of the year, you know, and it's very slow, and we expect the trading to be slowing. It's been slowing already. So what we're trying to get is trying to keep people out of trouble as much as we can, but also to have them help us follow on those things that we for sure don't want to miss, right? So we're gonna take it like, I don't think we're gonna be covering like 50 stocks like the other days, but we want to take a little bit of more time just to see what's going on through people's heads, like the idea, you know. I know a lot of people talking about this is time to short, which may be because, I mean, the best short could be at all-time highs if that happens to be the top, right? So it doesn't get any better than this. But on the other side is that we know that markets can stay extended, although I don't think they're extended, and I'll show you in a second why I don't think they're still extended. At this point, they're extended, right? Yeah, we're hitting all-time highs, but we hit all-time highs every time that we're in an uptrend, basically. That's the definition of an uptrend. So as far as the patterns, and I used to talk about this a lot before, you know, when the room was getting its mojo, whatever, you know, there was a lot of, oh, this is double top, this is a triple top, this is a triple whatever, this is a head and shoulders, this is a whatever, person with a hat and supposed to drop the hat, that's bearish, you know, all that stuff, right? And I get it, and I know the books are out there, but basically what I do is I'm basically a trend follower as far as the charts. So if I'm gonna use Kyle's screen right here, and because I'm gonna chill today. So basically what I want to see is like when you're in an uptrend, you want to be defining your pivots, right? So you got like new high, higher. So you got a low right here. This is a higher low, right? Then you have the higher, you know, a high, and then you have a higher high. So as long as you continue to make those type of moves, right? So here's another pivot. So that's a higher high, right? And then you pull back, and this is a higher low, right? So I'll say, okay, that's the trend. Trend is intact, right? You continue to make higher highs, you make a higher low, on and on, right? When do I start getting like, okay, cautious, right? It's like when you make a new high, higher high, and now what's going on is basically you pull back so much, right, that you take the prior high, right? This is supposed to be some kind of support, right? But when the move is extended, then you start having trouble. So in this case, when you start seeing this, I'll be like, okay, here's when I say the uptrend is compromised, right? And by saying compromise, I really like that terminology, right? Because I'm not calling it a top. I'm not saying it's a short. I'm not saying I'm just saying it's compromised, right? So what are we supposed to do here, right? It's not that I'm hedging. I'm just thinking, oh, let me see how we develop, right? So we start making lower highs. Then you know what we have, right? So we have a low, then we have a lower high, and then supposedly it should be down, right? Now, what happens again right here is we enter into what happens when you fail to make a new higher high right here, right? It's lower than this one. So now what we call is we enter what we all hate or don't like that much, which is a sideways pattern. And that's what we were trading for. What was it, like pretty much the last quarter of the year?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So at this point in time is when we start changing the way we trade, right? This is pretty simple, guys. This is uptrending, right? So we know how to trade rates like this, right? Yeah, I know Carly was talking about all-time highs. In this phase, you can buy all-time highs. I don't care. Or buy the highs, buy the highs, buy the highs, and you're good because you're in an uptrend, right? Once we start getting here, that's what we call the choppy or the range. And we got to be aware, right? What I like to do in range trading is actually take advantage of the range. So once I know that this is the high and we tested here and we couldn't break it, and we know this is a low, what am I expecting? I already know that we tested here, we tested here. And this is not hindsight that I'm doing this because we did it, and you can go back into whatever date it is and you see that we were calling for you to be buying the range, right?
Right.
Okay, so that was it. Where's target? Guess what? Here again. And then we enter it right here. We have a session right here. You can go check the date and you'll see that what we were waiting is to finally get up this range, right? So that's why when we're in this range, I'm not willing to say, oh, we're bearish or, you know, we're extremely bullish, whatever. We just range trading. You go into whatever's making new highs or whatever stocks are strong. Carly also applies this very well on an intraday basis, right? Whenever you are down in the market and then you see some stocks going up, so that means relative strength. So those are the ones that you really want to get into once the market starts going higher. Same the other way. If your market is at all-time highs and your stock is right here, well, that's the one that you want to be looking for to short. Not right there. Remember, we don't short the ones that are already down. We short the ones with momentum, but you may want to see any type of pattern that gives you a short entry, right? So where are we right now? And here's where I have the confusion. And this is what I'm getting like, hey, okay, guys, what are you hearing? What do you guys see? Because I don't see anything to be concerned, right? Worst case scenario, we come right here and I'm here. Am I going to be bearish or bullish? Right? So can we have a pullback? Yeah, we could, but I don't see it like it's going to threaten the whole market, right? Unless we start to the range and then, right? So in here, what I do have is I did have an uptrend, I did have a range, and now we broke and we're making all-time highs. So all I can go, and let me just clear this, is we have higher highs. This is a higher low, higher than this one, higher than this one, higher than this one. So all I know is I know how to chart. So this is a higher high. Is this a higher low? Yeah, it's a higher low. And we just make a new higher high. Now it's getting closer and closer and closer, right? But we can also do this and then explode. So yeah. That's why I don't go by the book in that sense. Like, oh, this is like, right. Because I've seen this play many times and you go like, oh, you see, it's bearish. And then if it goes like this, you see, oh, it's bullish, you see, because we got the uptrend right here. So we just broke this channel right here. So of course it's bullish, right? So hindsight, we're going to be able to pretty much make any case for that type of formation. What I'm going right now is by price action. So if as long as we continue to make higher highs, I have to stay bullish. Is this the best way, or is this the best place to be buying? Of course not, right? If you've been trading with us, you know that we've been pretty much buying inside the range for the swings. Or worst case scenario, we did buy some into the pullback, or worst case scenario, you did accumulated something in here, right? Because at this time, I think like, yeah, you just bought yesterday for swinging into May. I'll be like, wow, okay, yeah. I mean, buy time. That's the best advice that I can give, right? Buy enough time, because maybe we're gonna be like January, February, and then it comes like earnings season. When's Apple? I think it's 2/2.
February 2nd, yeah.
So 221, right? Apple is going to be like, oh, 138, 139, 137, 138, 140, doing nothing. Then next thing, it's 160, cup up, gone, right? So if you're going to be paying right now because you don't want to miss the move or prior to earnings or coming into earnings, you can buy time. That's one of the ways. Or just wait and see if we pull back or we just go sideways, right? But you got to be very careful that basically you buy highs, okay? So that's basically what we wanted to share with you guys today. Different than what we do, and I wanted to hear like more opinions into what's the move, right? I know it's a lot of people buying puts, and it's understandable. Some of the other options or some of the other theories that they can say is like, if you have a lot of the guys that are with us in the room or take one-on-ones that they talk and they share their P&Ls and everything. I know they're huge for the year. So if you're a big, what is it, 22 now? It's like buying insurance. Pretty sure, pretty. This is the time to buy insurance.
23.
Yeah. Like what do you say to me, Kyle? Like you buy it when you don't need it?
You buy when you don't need it.
Right? Remember, guys, those that were trading with me when we were at 10, 11, 14, and I was buying at 14, and I was like, yeah, I don't think we're going to ever see it again at those prices, right? 14.
Yep.
So it took some time, but you can see it on VIX 20. I mean, believe me, for 3 months. And then eventually one day it's just going to go like 40, 50 because we're going to fall eventually. And it just takes like 2 or 3 days. Now, is that a trade you want to be in? Well, if you have extra money, just put it, as a hedge. I call it a hedge. Am I going to be buying puts? I don't know. How much, right? How big is your portfolio that you need to hedge it, right? So now you, like I said, we may have 2 days, 2-day drop down into what area is that? Like 295? Easily. Easily we can go test 295.
Yeah, 297.
Does that mean that the bull is over? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. When should we get bearish per se, like dump it all and start shorting? That's basically the bearish market is when I want to be short, right? Remember March, probably, right? It gave us like clear signal. But right in here, it's kind of tough. So any other research you want to share, Kyle, or we move into some?
Yeah, I wanted to look at SPY really quickly. So yeah, just to kind of piggyback on what was said by Mario and the fibs, we did hit that first fib target today in SPY. Mine is a little skewed based on the 315. Mario had called. We could see the Q short there, but looking at SPY, we could see that it hit it. So the next target higher, assuming the trend continues, is like way up here, 400. And so that's likely, going to be after earnings season, things like that. The one piece of research I was talking about with Mario prior to getting started is this chart I saw online, which is pretty compelling to me. What we have here is looking at about a 10-year chart, a little longer, 10, 15-year chart. What we can see is base, trend, base, trend, base, and then what the person who shared this chart, what their hypothesis is that we're getting ready for another, 2-year trending period. And so it's something to keep in mind, looking at the geopolitical landscape, things like that, what we have seen with history, with certain, political leadership and what to expect there. So it's just something to keep in mind. I know there's very forward looking in terms of 2 years, but if we are getting ready for, another strong push, even if it may be slow, it could be something you want to start looking for opportunities to purchase leaps on some of your favorite companies, some of the more compelling charts, things like that are good to keep in mind.
Pretty cool.
Mario, did you did you want to take it away or?
Sure. I'll take it. Yeah, let's do some.
Okay.
Let's do some charting because I can only read my charts. I don't know. It's just like part of the training, I think, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, part of the training is just like, and I keep telling you guys, like, use your charts and make sure you do a lot of charting and everything, because that's the way we get into helping our eyes see what we need to see. So here's another piece of research. I read it also. Today is a slow day, so I watch a lot of TV and I do a lot of Sudoku while I'm not watching TV or while I'm watching TV. I heard this interview to the head of Interactive Brokers. I don't know how many of you guys saw it. He said that it's for the first time ever that he has seen the net position for his clients, meaning Interactive Brokers, to be net short options. So the options positions on Interactive Brokers is net short. He's seeing it for the last 2 weeks. So that makes perfect sense, right? Because Interactive is basically retail and they have been net short for the past 2 weeks. So if you look at the chart, basically 2 weeks is like right here. So they started shorting right here, right? So yeah, we're making highs.
Right? A quick question. Did he disclose what type of options positioning? Was it long puts or was he literally, what was he talking about? Like literally short calls? Any details on that?
No, and we gotta go and watch it. Like Eric, I know you're asking right here, like, but like I said, I just wrote it down and I'm looking at my notes right here, and it says like options, like is net short. He says for the first time. So guys, Google it and let us know what's the thing. But he says like basically for the first time ever, he's like the main. I don't know if it's the main positions, but his options, the main options positions in net short. Right, something like that wording, and I was like, wow. And he says like over the last 2 weeks he's been looking at that and he had never seen it before. Has never happened. So you guys are the experts on options. I just know how to read charts, so I don't know how's that. But usually what I've learned over the years is that when a lot of people are short, is a recipe for a short squeeze, right? Which means higher prices. So you need shorts to be able to put the market higher, basically. They're the ones that are going to be cheering. Yeah, sorry, they're the ones that they're going to be chasing. Okay, let's go to let's jump to Apple. I don't want to bore you guys with the Qs because you don't trade the Qs and you don't like the Qs. You like the SPY, anyways. So here's Apple. So Apple, we have the 138 that we talk about. So that's target 1, right? You take profits right there as planned for target 1. Now, what's next? Same as the Qs, right? If we start coming down, I don't care. I'm just going to be watching, right? If we go over 138, I just play as a momentum. Pretty simple, right? What's the target for Apple? I think we have, anybody has it so that I can skip this part, but I think it was like 145, the next one. 145. So for Apple, I'm just going to do momentum trading, right? And we have a clear entry point, which is 139. We go for 145 and then go, what's the fifth extension that we talk about, Kyle? 160?
160.
160. So we should be by 160 by 2.2 into earnings. How's that for a plan? Right? If we start coming down, then we're not going to make it. We know that already. So we don't go against the trend. However, let's look at the chart right here in a more serious note. And we see that the accumulation now sits at 123 right here. You see it here, 123. So that was the bulk of accumulation for December. We're a little bit out there. So that's what I'm saying. Like I won't be surprised if we just start pulling back into 130, 123. We know. So those of you that help me with the big levels, please put a note right there. And I'm also gonna put it right here, like a big level. So I know whenever they start beeping that is something I want to be looking at, right? That will take us like probably 2-3 days, 2-3 bad days in the market, and that's all I need to start picking up some Apple. But I mean, it's holiday trading, anything can happen. We can gap up tomorrow. So it just in case it's 138.79, right? 130 might be some sort of support. Reason why I'm not bringing it up right here is because I know a lot of you guys, if I say 130 might be support, you're gonna start trying to pick it up and buying 130 when Apple is dropping like a stone. So that's not a good idea, guys. That's not a good idea. I usually do that only on key levels, right? So key levels for Apple will be the 123, right? 123, 124. I'm gonna start like looking at, okay, maybe I can get some decent Apple trades right here. So 123 will be my action for that one, and 139 will be my momentum trading, right? I don't want to get into this. You want to short it, you have plenty of place to short it. That's another trade. You just want to go short with the Qs. You want to short Apple. That's absolutely a trade right there, right? So you know it was 134 into 123. You're gonna have problems at 131. You know how to trade this, so I'm not gonna call it. Basically, again, 123, 125, or 130, 139. Now, here's a more compelling chart. We really like it. I think this is those of you that have worked with me, with Kyle. You guys know this was passed by an old mentor of mine. We call this a gift setup, and it's because it's a gift. So when you see the gift, you get the gift. Change the card, whatever, but it's yours. It's gotta be yours, guys, okay? So we have a daily point of control. So we have a key level right here. We have the main move to the upside, and then we have the pullback that stays right there with lower volume, right? So you have the lower volume. Nobody's actually dumping this thing right here. They just accumulating. Now you see this day, somebody caught it, somebody called it, like Eric, perfect job. So that's when you get in, right? Now, if you didn't get in on that day, now, well, you didn't have the best entry, but it doesn't matter, right? It should be continuing with momentum. Now, what we're waiting for is momentum. I think I called 350 for today, and it never triggered. 54. Don't tell me 4 points is enough for a $3,350 stock. Right? We can talk about that if we have the time later on, but you know, like sometimes 600 and 600.01, that's not a trigger, right? You gotta let him buy it. You don't have to be the first guy buying the 01 and triggering the entry, and then you say, like, you see Mario, it's 01, so I should be long. No, you should not. You should wait for the other guys to buy, and then you get in if you can, of course. Sometimes you will run without you, but that's the price you have to pay for confirmation. So basically, this is a perfect setup. So if you're in, awesome, hold it. And then if you're not, what we're going to be looking for is a momentum entry. So I want to call it 3365 just to make sure, right? And then you can trade, if you guys know how to trade it, you should know how to enter before that level right there, right? So 3365, that's a momentum entry, and we're looking for 3,500. And then I think my call was for 4,000, right? I don't even have it here. So 3,500, yeah, and then 4,000. And I'm talking about a run into earnings. When's earnings for this one? Help me with that, guys. When's earnings in Amazon?
Looks like Feb
128. No?
Trading View is showing February 4th.
Okay, yeah. January 28th, according to Thinkorswim. So it's coming, right? So we have less than a month for that, at least, well, about a month. So I won't be surprised if we start running now. What I like about this, here's a couple things that I put on notes too. All the tools that I use is the squeeze indicator. So we talk about this and we say, hey, keep an eye on Amazon because eventually it's going to wake up. For now, it's dead money, and it's been dead money for pretty much all of these things, right? That's what this chart is showing us, right? So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 10 days, right? When we come into the daily, into the weekly, I'm going to use it here. So I'm going to use the same chart. And I think we're still in squeeze. right? So we've been squeezing for 10 weeks. Usually theory says we need a squeeze that after 8, that means it's got a lot of momentum behind it, right? So it's not like it's gonna fire and it's just gonna go one day up. That doesn't happen. That's supposedly not the way that it goes. Think about a rubber band or whatever, or something that you stretch, or something you compress. Is that the term? You put pressure on. You could put pressure on. Whenever you just lift it, it's gonna explode, right? Here's the other thing we have. Look at the point of control. Look at the volume profile chart. So we have massive accumulation right here. We just getting started. Don't get frustrated. Don't chase. Don't try to buy the last 2 points into the biggest day. You know, it's gonna come. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to find a call with like a spring. Thank you, Kyle. Yes. So we're gonna find a better entry for sure, right? But this is one of the main things why I wanted to have the meeting today with Kyle, and we talk like, yeah, there's a couple of things that we want to put out there that we want to make sure people take advantage, and we don't want to come 15 days from now and now Amazon is at 3,800 and you just miss 400, 500 points on a stock that we all can pretty much profit from. Okay, so that's on the books. That's the one that we are looking to. That's the whole rationale. We're still in a squeeze. We have volume profile right here. We have the accumulation over 3 or 4 months right here that I also like. And I think we explained it the last time. So this one's on watch. Absolutely. It stays on watch. It is on watch. It stays on watch. What else do we have like that? Anything that we can think?
Netflix.
Netflix is the other one, right? So with Netflix, it's a little bit different because we have 1, 2, 3 right here. We're not in a squeeze on a daily. Let's see if we are in a squeeze in a weekly. I'm just doing this. I usually don't do this with you, but now I'm doing it. So we got 11 weeks squeezing, right? What we see is also a change in momentum. So we're finally coming into, you see the reds now, they're turning yellows. That means that we're losing momentum to the downside. You know, we couldn't make lower highs. Lower lows in here. So this is very shallow, right? So that suggests that there's not a lot of momentum to the downside. We can see it here. We're still in a range. We've been talking about Netflix forever. So this is a clear range that we have right here. What we're setting up is like we're setting with a 1, 2, 3 sort of pattern into close to the top of the range. So there's my alert right there, 545, right? We were watching, and I think you call 535, right? Which is like this, the daily entry, right? So 535 can be played. If we get it tomorrow, like it should be like 537 as an entry. And what I like to call intra to swing could be 545. If we close over 545, don't get scared. You already killed the tiger. You know, don't get scared with the skin. Should be like 560, 580, right? Try to get paid. So Netflix is another one. Let me see something else. Let's see if we can find something else. Some other reason.
Facebook is kind of similar.
Facebook is similar here, right? So let's see. So guys, 537 for tomorrow on Netflix. We got the levels, right? I need to make sure Carly's writing. Hey, Hassan also write it down, man. and Carly for sure. I need those alerts. Some money over 545, and I'm gonna try to go 550, 560. That'll be like awesome New Year's Eve if we can hit it that one. Okay, so let's see Facebook. So for Facebook, we had the move yesterday. Now here's the difference one, right? Between this one and Amazon, and I'm pretty sure you can see it. Yes, with Facebook, we still in a squeeze, which I can show you right here. So we're still in a squeeze. I got it, right? But it triggered to the short side. So momentum was still to the short side, and we were going down. You see, it's lower than this one. So basically, we have momentum to the downside. However, into support. You heard me many times how I feel about shorting support. I don't, for the most part, right? And this is the reason why I don't. So now we try to break. We almost closed. I think we closed over point of control, which is another reference level that I use. Now let's go see the weekly. This is still the daily. Let me see the weekly right here because I wanna keep an eye on this TTM squeeze, right? So we're still there. I think it's a little dirty. We have 8 days. Earnings, it's 127. So I don't know if we're gonna have to wait till 27 to see this thing move. However, you can play momentum. I did 280. If we go to 281 today, because I think targets are good enough for us to make some money over there. So 281 for a Momo trade to 288, 290 prior to earnings. So 281 to 288 and 290, right? That's pretty much it. Keep in mind earnings 127. So be careful with the implied volatility. I think still low, right? We're not expecting a lot of movement. Let's see for 15 January. It's like 36%. That's decent compared to NEO at 200 or those crazy things at 200% implied volatility. So this is pretty decent, you know, like 36%. Okay. I won't be like absolutely mad if, you know, if somebody is to be accumulating this thing. If you have the time, and just buy plenty of time. Plenty of time. Your stop is right here, 264, right? You can use this one as your reference point, but that's like trading advice. So, you know, guys, you should know better. I mean, you should know how to trade this. So we got the Facebook. What else we have? Are we talking BABA with all the news?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is totally different, guys. What we have here is accumulation. I want you guys to focus on what was done with the stock on November, December, and we got the 270 right here, 267. So there was a massive accumulation. Yeah, we did deviate, and I think it was the news, right? So in this case, this type of gap is not the typical gap and go, right? We have the massive capitulation move right here. Some of the guys, we have this discussion. I don't know if it was DMing or with some. This is like a perfect example of a capitulation move. That's what you want to see when you're thinking capitulation. Capitulation means we're done. Like the move is done, right? We have the highest, what is it, 157 million shares traded that day, right? Into, they try to dump it. You know, Jack Ma is going to be over. He's done forever. MABA is over. BABA is over, whatever. Next day, they hold it. They bought another 75,000. Now we got up. Now we're over that level. So we have to assume those levels are going to hold, right? If you're thinking long, whatever, we don't want to be seeing this thing under 228. You see what are we trading? So for this case, and this is a particular case, right? I want to see anything over 240. And I know some of the guys were surprised with my targets, but what I'm thinking is this thing should be able to come all the way to 260. So actually 250, 255 is like a, you know, not a too bad a target. So 240, 250, 255 for momentum, right? Based on a capitulation move in BABA. So that's a reversal trade. And I like to call it as a reversal trade because I know I'm going after, you know, for a change in the trend. Okay. So over 240, I'll be looking for 250, 255. You guys know that 260 used to be a level. So I think that coincides with the, yeah, 260 is like point of control too. So once we go over 260, we're back in business, right? All we're trying to do is have fun right here, trying to see if we close the gap. Some people call it close the gap. Yeah, gaps close. Gap do close when you have a capitulation move. So this is another thing that you can add to your playbook, right? After a capitulation move, you can go the other way and see if we can close the gap when it's big enough. So we got BABA. Then they start buybacks. Who? You?
No, BABA increased their share buyback.
Is that the news?
How about PDD?
PDD, Pinduo. That's all-time highs, right? Today. That's a great pattern. I saw who? Oh, it was Chris, right? Yeah. Mon ami Christopher. Yeah. So yeah, it was a great call today. Great call. I was I was not aware of this one. When I saw it, it was already gone. So what we have is bullish continuation pattern. I'll trade it as long as we continue with the momentum. So pretty simple, 168, 170, right? And we just go with it. Volume was above average, as you can see here. The Opinicus volume tool is 261. So that's what you want to see on a breakout, right? Not what we have today on Facebook. That we were trying to do the breakout of 280 and we have like whatever percent. It's not going to happen, right? So this is good. Keep it as momentum, guys. So PDD is a Momo trade over 169. And I assume it's going to be gapping up tomorrow like to 170. So 170 is okay still. We just play over whatever pre-market level they decide to give us because of the pattern, guys, not because we trade anything over pre-market highs. That's not a trading strategy per se. That's an entry to a proper trading strategy. Okay, just a disclosure. I'm doing extra disclosures today. I don't want you guys getting into trouble, especially at this time when we have lower volumes and everything. So you make a mistake and you're gonna take it to the cleaners for sure. So we got the pin duo. Boeing. You see they fly from Miami to New York today. That was the news. The Air Max back on the air, actually. So for this one, what I'm looking, it was looking kind of a gifty right here. We have the 2 days big move and then we started drifting solid. They bought the gap down into support right here and now we're drifting again. So my green line right there is very clear, 225. Once we go 225, I'm willing to play 225, 240, and then for the 300 that I hope someday we're going to see. So for BA, I'm going to call it a range between 225 and 240. If we break the 225, I'll be looking at 204. But I really don't want to be like shorting that one unless it's a pretty bad day in the market. So I'll keep alerts at 204. That's the one you see right here. 205. You guys see my alerts. That's what I want to know if it's coming down, and then I start making plans for that one. Okay, but just fun in case we start seeing 225. You guys know how this thing moves. It starts moving up. You miss it for 2 days, you're done because it gives you 10% in a couple of days. So that's where I'm always like keeping an eye on that one, keeping good alerts on that one. Okay, so that's Boeing. Zoom. They finally talk about this today, and they say, I think it was a reform broker. He said, do you see that Zoom is down from almost 600 points to it's going to be 300 points? So same thing, guys. Still a short, but this one beat me. Absolutely. I tried shorting it like twice or three times, and it never really made me money, considering that it's down 300 points, right? And I was swinging it. So you can do momentum. I think Strong posted a really good trade yesterday as far as momentum. So am I shorting 6 days down? Well, target is 300, guys. Target is 300. We can see even 250. I don't know what's going to happen with the Zoom platform, and I've been telling you for months that I've been using it for a year. I still don't know how to use it. I told you should short it. It's so hard that I can't even use it. So no, I'm just kidding. But where's the entry, Kyle? What's the idea right here? Because it's a short, right?
Yeah, it's tough until it gets into that gap for me anyway.
You mean until we get into 250?
No. That recent, like looking left on your chart, there's a gap there, the little doji.
You mean here?
I have a hard time
tomorrow.
shorting right here. Yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah. Okay, we have an idea for tomorrow then. Yeah, under 348, 347. and into 325. That's a 25. Yeah, I'll say we take it. We go 305. And I always put a dot. And here's something else, guys, that really bothers me when I'm looking for ideas. And it's not that I'm bullish. It's just the market is being crazy bullish, right? Because I know, like, oh, he's so bullish. I'm like, no, I'm not that bullish. It's just the market's crazy bullish. So why should I make it harder for me? Here's what's going on, right? So we coming down. I get it, right? So we're here. I get it. This I don't like. That's a divergence. You could put a MACD right there. So I want to see acceleration to the downside. I get it. We have lower volume. So that just make it a little bit more, a little more complicated trade. The other thing that I learned or heard or whatever, for some reason I had on my mind, is like never short a dull market or never short a dull stock. Like when I see it like 75% down, I'm like, okay. Yesterday, I think it was a little bit over average volume, right? So probably it could have been a decent trade for me, but otherwise, I'm like, no, I want to short it when everybody's shorting, right? Like here, okay, those are the days I want to be trading that thing, right? But like here, average, low volume, it gets complicated, and then you get into the options. And Zoom is not an easy trade for the most part, right? So if you know how to trade it, be my guest. Absolutely, right? But that's what it is. Yeah. Well, bad news for Zoom. I don't know. A lot of people will continue to use it anyways, but I don't know how many people are they going to be able to transform into subscribers. But that's a different point. I don't know anything about fundamentals. So here's an idea, guys. I mean, we can always trade it as a momentum trade, same way as we do with the longs, right? However, I don't usually buy longs after 5 days up, so I don't see why I should be shorting shorts after 5 days down. But the market, but the chart looks really bad. Right here, it looks bad. I mean, that's what I want to see. What I want to see for a short is this. Absolutely, that's what I want to see. Big down day, next day. You know what? We can call it like a 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So how's that? Zoom is a 1, 2, 3 trade for tomorrow to the short side. Zoom 1, 2, 3 to the downside for tomorrow. Okay, with a target into the 325 and 305 for intra to swing. There you go. So, and I'm doing all of this because we don't have that many great trades, to be quite honest, to be looking. So we have the BABA, we have the BA. Disney, anybody interested in Disney? Oh, Beyond is down there, right? So Disney, look at Disney, 180.21, that's a long, right? Subscriptions, they have a lot of downloads. A lot of people sold the movie. I haven't yet. Christmas Day, like 30% more downloads. So this is interesting. I think it has plenty of room to go. I like the continuation pattern, sort of a continuation pattern that we have after the big gap up day. This is a big gap up day, so it's not a capitulation. It's just the beginning of the move. How do we know? Well, because it's holding and it's making new highs. That's a confirmation we want. So I'm looking at 180.25 for Disney. And the target could be like 2 standard deviations from where we are. So it could be like 185. Okay. So Disney over 180.25 to 195. Remember, I don't love trading Disney intraday because it doesn't move that much, but it could be a nice snail trade. And if you can get a good, decent entry, it's awesome because you just have to do is just put your trade and go home or go somewhere else and come back to profit. So it's good. 2-2, same day as Apple for earnings. So make a note of it too, because it's 2-2. And okay, so that's a Disney. See Beyond. Eric, that one's down, right? Yes. Beyond is down. I like it. There's some things in here. There's some things. Am I looking at a daily chart? Yes, that's a daily chart. So what I like is look at the monthly chart right here. It's just beyond. Look at the tails. Look at the tails. So once we start clearing 119, could be better. However, here's the problem we have, right? Remember, guys, the chart that I just showed you about BABA capitulation. This is pretty much same, well, same pattern at least, right? So we have a massive move down last day. They drop it, gap it down. Everybody bought it right here. So that's a ceiling, at least for, I mean, a floor, at least for the shorter term. So we went back all the way to the 50 MA and now retest the 50 MA. We couldn't regain the 50 MA. Volatility compression. Nobody knows what to do. And then we had the massive move down, right? Now, what's going to happen right here? Two things can happen. You start hitting and trying to go for the lows, I'm sorry. So that'll be under 121.98, but I'll be very cautious. This can work under 121, 122, and you just try to ride it and see how we approach 113. What we have on our side is like, well, we start seeing some momentum to the downside. It's not a lot. It's been dead sideways for close to a month, right? So that's trade number one. Now, if we start holding this level and we go back over 200 MA, I don't see a problem either. We play in the 130 to 150. So I think this could be a very interesting thing to have on our radars as far as a range trade with a possibility to have a short if we break 121. How's that? So beyond under 122, 121 for 120 target, whatever, and then 113, 115. That could be number one. If not, we can play it as a range, right? We can play it as a range between 125, 126, and 150, right? So I think this may give us something. Like the only reason I'm putting it into my radar and my screen is because we start seeing some volume yesterday. So it's either these guys are really into something, they know something, and they just dump it. Because I was like, they used to do like 2 million, and we did like 6.7 million. So that was like 300% normal volume. So that's something. There's something going on with Beyond yesterday, right? Today they hold, they try to drop it. Let's go and look at the intraday chart. Let's see how it looks. So we have Monday drop, close at the lows, try to close, and if you're really aggressive, you can take 123.88, but that's like intraday trading, so that's not the purpose of this meeting. But 123.50 could be your aggressive entry, and then under 120, let me know, please. And then if we go under 113, let me know again so that I can add. And but once we start going over, and I said like 131 better, you know, like the 200 MA, I'm gonna start looking at that because we can probably have it can move absolutely because of the action yesterday. So yeah, thank you for Beyond. I like it. What else we have? This I'm looking, guys. I know we don't play cheap stocks, but I know some of you guys love them because they move like crazy sometimes. So Macy's on the radar, and I want to see 12.25 targets into $15 and 20. And I don't know who chopped up Macy's. I have no idea what's going on. I don't even know what they sell these days. But keep an eye. 12.25. Let me see the weekly. I don't know. I don't go to Macy's. Here's my girlfriend. She's just laughing because I say I don't know what they sell at Macy's. Here's what I like. Here's Here's the weekly chart. So we have this is what's calling to my attention, right? After the earnings and everything, so we start seeing the big volume. So there's accumulation. They have the pullback right into the 50 MA, and we're starting to move. So for those of you that follow some of the terminology that I use, this is a buy setup basically in a beginning of an uptrend because we just make all of this consolidation. So there's a chance that they can run it into 15.20, 15.25. So you know, for 12 to 15 could work. 12.25, that could be one of those fire eyes or something like that, just to throw something different. KSS, let me see. Yeah, similar. Check this out, Carly. You come into the monthly, you see where we are, KSS. So that's basically what I want to do with Macy's if it does. You see where we are. So I want to take it like to here, probably 15, could be target 1, and if we're lucky, 21, right? KSS is already did the move. So that's exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay. Same with the banks. I'm looking at Wells Fargo. My God, I can't believe I keep looking at that. But still right there, over 30 for a momentum trade. I know JP Morgan was hot a couple weeks ago. So I have 114 to 140 and it's been there forever. But I don't really. Okay, let's get back to good things then. Because I know most of you guys don't like this. So JP Morgan, I'm done with that. Did I post the trade on Visa already? I'll go with Neo. Yeah, Alan. I'll talk. Yeah, we go do the. We're gonna do the electric vehicles in a bit. Yep, absolutely. So this is Visa. They say seasonality should be kicking in for this. You know, like people will buy on. So once I get the numbers for January, they're gonna be like probably, you know, better than expected or whatever, and that's when it will explode. Here's what I'm seeing. Here's a changing momentum right here. We have a massive, really good squeeze. So has done nothing for 17 days now. Let me look at the weekly now, and my mouse right here. So here's a weekly. For the weekly, we're still in a very solid squeeze, which is 16 weeks. And look at this chart. So once we start seeing and clearing 217, right, we can see like probably 230, 240. And I think we got, bless you, baby. And we got earnings into 127. So we got time, not a lot, but we have probably a run into earnings. That's what I'm betting. If we start seeing 217.50, 217.17, I'm sorry, Visa over 218. Now you know that it's 217.70. So I wanna go 218 in case, you know, we have to decide if we're gonna keep it overnight or whatever. For 240 with earnings end of January, sorry. Jan. Okay. So that's one idea that may work coming to end of the year, right? Entry is gonna be tough. I don't like trading Visa intraday either. Doesn't look at the chart today. It's horrible. It just doesn't move. I think MasterCard is a little bit more volatile, but well, pretty much same chart. You know, same. Oh my God, I totally blank on that. Here, lower. Here, not lower. So that's a divergence. I'm sorry, divergence. So we have the changing momentum. I need more coffee probably, or Red Bull, or more scotch. Like that. Anyway, so this is what I'm looking for too. Again, a breakout. I'll probably play one or the other one. I'll say Visa, you know. So let's go into electric vehicles. Start with the king, Tesla, and Tesla, my God. What do we do with Tesla? We hit 700, by the way, just in case you haven't noticed. So we have that massive day. Look at the volume. That was the day that they included into the S&P. So we have clear levels to play Tesla, to be honest, guys. I mean, 700, over 700 is momentum. We got to keep playing it as it is. And if we start losing 600, then we probably can't short. Why not? Right? Because at this point in time, I have no reference to the left. I have no volume. The only volume I have is at 630, right? So what I'm thinking is once you go under 620, yeah, you can probably take a shot, take a shot of that. If we still into this sideways move, unless you see a clear trade, I'll say like, why even bother, right? Like, look at this day, like gap down. Pretty sure people were shorting this for 74 to 60 for 5 points instead of just buying it, right? So it just makes perfect sense at times just to place a range. If in case you don't see it, well, it's just up, sideways, up, chop, up, sideways. What's next? Who knows? Probably long. So if we start seeing it going higher, that's where I'm jumping. So for Neo, I think I have some levels right there. I have a lot of levels right there, right? So we were testing this level last time that we have the meeting around right here, 12:15. So this is the 50 MA, supposed to be support. We tested the 61.8 retracement, which makes it not as strong as I wanted, because when I want to see a pullback, I don't want it to go more than the 50%. That's the norm. 23 is great. 38 is so good. Is 50 is okay. 61 is like, yeah, they gave up too much, right? So what I want to see is double confirmation at this point. If we're thinking long, Primo, you gotta wait for, I'll say, 50 to go full size, unless you got long today or you go long tomorrow, 47. Go tier 1, add over 50, tier 2, right at 57, keep it. Okay, so that's the game plan for NEO. What I like about NEO, well, we held support once, we held the 50 MA twice, we held the 50 MA 3 times, right? And we still see there's a lot of accumulation, a lot of volume right here. If we don't see it on this chart, come to this chart right here, come to my left, in here with me, and you're gonna see like 45, 46. There's a lot of accumulation for this stock. So either way, right? 45, 46, if you can buy it anywhere right there, like a 46, 4608, 4650, take a shot, see how we behave in the 50. If you break over 50, stay with it, go for 57, which is target 1. Okay, so actually I'm gonna put NEO on that one. Not a bad thing. I don't usually trade NEO intraday, but I do have swings on that one from a couple weeks ago. Okay, so over 47 for a momentum trade. Target 1 is 50, and over 50, we can go test 50 highs, 57. I have no idea what the news is with NEO. So this is all just a chart. Okay, here's a cleaner chart right there. That's what I'm looking. So basically I'm trading a range, trying to buy the bottom of the range into the high of the range. Once we clear it, we go for second. What's the other one? XPEV. Okay, not a problem. XPEV. Later, Boxby. XPEV. That's a little bit of too much. And we are under accumulation 48. So this one, I'm going to put it on the back burner for now. It's coming down too much. Unless we go back over 44, 45. Let's put an alert right there, and we start looking at how we react to this range right here. But I don't think it looks too good. I don't think it looks too hot. Okay, what else we have, guys? You ready for New Year's Eve? Getting ready. Oh, AMD. How about semi? Oh, DraftKings. Up some champagne. It's gonna be drinking. DraftKings. Oh man, this one almost went. Almost. I got my alert right there at 56. So ended up working versus the 50 MA. So now we're back at the 50. So I don't know if you're into day trading this one. It could be done. Not sure how yeah, it's messy here. I don't want to get you into this trouble. I'll say over 56, give me a call, and we probably enter together and profit to 64. But in here, yeah, can it go? Yes. 50, 55, that's a 10% move, which is not bad at all. But my guess is just going to continue to chop, and there's a lot of news too. So yeah, hard, yeah. So let's do AMD. Sup, Bish? So AMD, I have alerted right there, 93.32. I wanted to go bad, 94, and then over 97. We testing the 50 MA on a prior base. Higher over prior base. If you don't see it, you can come right here. We see the whole accumulation in December, actually, 92.50. So we got that level right there, 92.50. This was a monthly buy, what we can say like a monthly buy. This should be making, well, it did make a new high. So what we're seeing is like sort of an accumulation or some pause right here near the top. I want to see confirmation. This is similar to when we do intraday, guys, that I said like, yeah, I understand it's a pullback. Can you anticipate, try to anticipate and try to buy it right here? Well, 50 MA is not support. It's just a reference level, right? You understand how it's calculated, right? You get the last 50 prices or whatever from the last 50 closing days, and then you divide it by 50. So it's not like people were buying right there. It's just an average. So it's not really a reference point, right? I'm sorry, it's not a really support as far as a price and volume, but it's a reference point. So it's a good reference point. A lot of people will watch it. So we'll watch the 50 MA. What I want to see is like, look at the volume right here. So 92, 93. Now, once we go over 92, 93, we have this volume behind. So there's some people that bought right there with us. So 92, 93, pretty aggressive, but I'll take it. I think that can be a trade also for tomorrow, next days. So AMD over 93.30. I'm going to call it 93.30. And then we can go for targets into the 97, 98, right? Now, once we go over 97, 98, then we have a different problem, which is new all-time highs, which is not a problem, right? We just buy and try to manage. So that could be good. So that's AMD. Nvidia, I don't know what happened to Nvidia. I think it's not even moving anymore. So nobody has traded, or look at that, it's dead. 17 days in a squeeze. Can you trade it? Of course, it's like $500. You can make 2 points anytime, right? Is that something I want to do? No, I don't want to. So I'm gonna wait for 530, 533. Once we start seeing like, okay, these guys might be buying, or these guys might be selling. Actually, yeah, problem is right here. Problem is this base, 501. So I think we did not too low. A couple months ago, we did these trades from 540 to 500 in Nvidia. So it could be momentum. The only reason why I'm even considering like as a short is because we're under point of control, under the 50 MA, under the 80 MA, under 3 months accumulation. So we are under a lot of volume. So it may work. So actually, let's put Nvidia. Wow, you do the research, you find ideas, huh? Under, as long as we stay under 530, under 517 for Momo. And the good thing about Nvidia is that if it's a bad day in the market, this thing can give you 20 points, 30 points. Right, Eric? 20, 30 points in Nvidia. Yes, pretty cool. So Rocket Mortgage, go refinance. Right, so yeah, 23, I like it. That's where I have my alert. I want to trade this basically. Sort of accumulation, but I don't want to spend my time looking at that thing. Just, whenever it's going to move, we're going to see the volume and we're going to see the move. So 2350 alert. Nvidia levels. You sleeping already, man? It's California. What's going on, Kazan? I'll send you some Red Bull. No. I'm thinking Nvidia. You see the levels right here is 530, right? So once we start getting into 517, we can see probably a move into 505, which is like 10 points. The thing with Nvidia is that it moves because it's a very expensive stock. And when the market starts dropping, should give you, it can give you a couple days, like the ones we see here when it gets hit, like the red, you see 580, 545, ATR is 13 points, by the way. So that's what I'm talking about. So if you shorten this thing and you get like a really good entry of 517, 13 points will put you at 504. So that's target one. Pretty decent, I'll say, right? So that's it. Try to get into 503. That should be target one, which is like 3 standard deviations from the mean. That's Nvidia. We got always sleepy. Lemonade. Oh, you into mortgages and insurance now? Okay, there you go. Let's see. I traded this one a couple weeks ago. It was hard. It was hard getting it. I think you were in that one too, Eric. Lemonade, or who was it with me? I know there was someone with me. So that lemonade, careful with the spreads, careful with the implied volatility, careful with the moves. Get a really good entry. What I'm saying is this is one of those that I really like at the price that I want, like 120.31. So if we start seeing 130.31, I either buy there or I don't buy it at all. Or I wait for a pullback that holds or something like that. But don't chase it. Like if you're 123, you're going to be overpaying for that for sure. Oh, Carly, yeah, lemonade, right? So hard. I think when I close it, I have to pay 10% of my profits just to close it. So they rip me off basically on that one. So that's lemonade. How about we forgot about Far Eye. It makes like everybody's month and now you don't like it. You don't even keep it in your watch list. So here's Far Eye. I like the pattern. Look at the pattern. Massive move up. Now we're holding that 22 like a champ. So yeah, that's that too. That's a rare option. Yeah, a lot of the times it's just better to go with the stock. But don't tell anybody about that. Because options are better. No, in some cases the options, the volatility, I mean the implied volatility and the liquidity is not there for some stocks. So yeah. So Far Eye. Far Eye. Who wants to play Far Eye? Jesus. When's the earnings? 2-2. Same day as Apple. Same day as Disney. Now we gotta start focusing on those too. $23. I'll be very aggressive. You can take 23, you can take 23.70 and just play momentum on this one. I'll keep an eye because when this one moves, it moves. So let's see if people that used to trade it 3 days ago go back into trading it again and do the same. So let's keep alerts on 23, 23.70 and 25.50, of course, which is their all-time highs. Let's see. All momentum. I don't want to do anything weird with Far Eye. If it's going up and it gives me an entry, I want long. If it's doing anything different than that, I don't even want to see it. Okay, that's basically when I say like, yeah, it's either this or I don't want to mess with you. No second chances for you. Snap. What was the news? I thought there were like awesome news today and gapping up pre-market and yeah, nothing. So we got great volume, 246 with poor price action. So unless you assume that 51.50 is support, I don't see a trade till we break uptrend hash, right? Yeah, who did? I didn't do it. 70 points. Probably Kyle. Kyle, you upgraded Snap today? you like the new? Who does the new Messenger for kids? Is that a product from Snap? It's Facebook. Oh, it's Facebook. Yeah, forget it. They have a new product though for Snap. So if you have kids as a Messenger for kids, that's Facebook. So yeah, that's Snap. So 54.71. I'll say, guys. I will trade this one as what do we call range 54.50 44 45 and we stay there, whatever you can have, like, but right here in the middle, I don't like it. I don't like the action. So like, I think we make this comment today that I said, like, guys, make sure that the stock is worth your money. Right? Whatever it is, I don't care if you're risking $50. I don't care if you're risking $5,000. I don't care if you cry over losing 100 or you don't cry over losing 10K. It's just not worth it, guys. Sometimes it's just not worth it. It's just better to play Sudoku like I do, right? Read a book, watch a movie, right? Something good, ideally. Then just throw like 200. Oh, let me see if this time's gonna work. Oh, another 300, another 500 stop. Oh, another 800 stop. Then you look at your day, and you just play, and you throw away $1,500, $1,200, $5,000, right? And it's not worth it. I'm not saying this is not worth it. Well, if it's going to be worth it, I want to see it with that 50 million shares traded with an upgrade in price. I want to see it blasting off 54.71. So what I want to see it is tomorrow gapping up over today's high and then taking 54.71. And then we long and we're good friends with Snap, right? We all downloaded and we have the meeting through Snap. So that's what I think about Snap. What else? Monopoly money, yeah. That's a good one. I used to play some other things. Some other plays with beans. So yeah, pretend they're beans. So I count beans. Yeah, that helps too. Square. Beans and lentils. It's cheaper than Monopoly money. So Square. Do you guys follow Bitcoin? Okay, that's probably why this thing is going like that. I don't know. I don't pretend to understand these things. What I see right here, it's okay. Let's say we all agree. So we have prior high. We make a pullback. We try to break. We finally broke, right? So this is a base right here. We make a new high. We testing the break point, which is pretty close to the 50 MA, which is pretty close to the 20 MA. We have volume, so it's safe to assume that there's interest in the name, and the volume is coming up. However, it's red. I understand it's red, but we haven't broke support right here just yet. You see the volume right here, 207, 219, 220, and this is 208. So what do we do with Square? I'll say we wait for 220 and we start watching, right? Because we may get into something good here, right? If we start catching some fire or some buyers interested in this, I don't know what was the price, how Bitcoin was doing today. So PayPal is pretty much the same. This is cleaner. We have the same break, sort of make a new high. Now we're coming down, pulling back. So that's another question we gotta ask. I mean, this is another scenario we gotta plan for. What are we doing if PayPal tests 225? I can see people shorting right here. I don't have a problem with that. Why? Because we're under volume, we're extending here. So I don't have a problem with you shorting right here if you want to short it, right? But the main thing for me is like, what am I going to do right here? Could that be my best opportunity to buy it for next year? So keep an eye on PayPal 227, 225. Okay. And there's no call. I'm just looking for the prior break. This is what I use also intraday, guys. When I say like I'm locking, I think I said I'm unlocking BABA under the break point. So in this case, the break point will be like right here, the 215. So I'll be looking at this to see how we react around 220, 225 and see if I can get a trade right there. So PayPal and Square, similar. I want to see 225 in Square. Let me write it down. What was it? Was that what I said? No, I said 220 and 225 if we get lucky, right? So 220 over 225. Possible long for 224 for 232. Gosh, 243 for PayPal. Remember, PayPal is a tough trade too. Really hard to trade intraday, unless you on one of those days that really trends. So for PayPal, I just want to take a look at 225, see how it react over there. And then we have reference point 220 at the break point. 220 the break point. 8:21, 10 more minutes, guys. So, what's holding your portfolio? Tell me the truth. What's making you so much money that you want a chair? What's that hidden treasure? Plug? Let's see. Cash. Oh, you got cash? That's good. ATVI, yeah, it's all-time highs, right? I don't even want to see it because I know, Carly, you've been calling it for. My God, what are you long from? From 82 probably? Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I know. She's been calling it. She's been calling it. It's just I don't like trading that thing. It's so slow. Look at the volume, 54%, but it just continue pay. Hey, awesome trade. Yeah.
How about Adobe?
Adobe. Oh, that's excellent. 76. Amazing. Adobe, it's the same, Kyle. As long as we get, like, if we can fire that up, like buying a couple thousand contracts tomorrow, we'll probably be moving. That's the thing, because look at that. It's like 6 days and it doesn't do anything, and it's 500. Jesus Christ. So, yeah. I mean, all I can say is like, I won't be, 508, 10 points. By the way, ATR is 10 points. So, like 508 can give you the 10 points that you need. And then you're like the second entry. And then you have another 10 points to all-time highs. Not bad. I mean, if you can game plan around this, I would love to see it in the game plan for the tomorrow or for the next. Yeah. How's the options for this one, for instance?
I don't think they're great. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, entry is 507. I'm gonna put it just for fun, just to see, just to call you on that one. 507. Yeah, but yeah, I don't see. It's just like there's gotta be something. Good swings. Yeah, good swings. But where do you buy it? You buy like a month ago, right? And you like 10%. I don't know. Hard, Hassan. Hard. Okay, Adobe. Come on, guys. You don't have anything? You don't have anything for me? Plug. Did I say plug already?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, scratch that one. So, plug. Billy. Setting up. 82, 82.40. 85 for Billy. Let me see the options. Decent. I think that can be traded. Well, only has monthlies, right? I don't want to put you guys into that, but I'm looking at Billy. That's why I'm calling it. So I'm looking at 83.50 for a move to 88 and 90. Okay. Careful with the options for 88 and 90. Microsoft, guys. What happened? You buy that support, now you don't want to see it? There you go. So this has been working pretty good. We had the 215 that we talk about, massive, 3 months consolidation, 3 months sideways move, not going anywhere. And then it's just like have like a couple of days where this is what I'm expecting from Amazon, guys, right? So we had this yesterday and today we have this, and now we're like, oh, I missed it, whatever. No, we just wait. We just wait for a setup, and then we just nail it, and we take it from there. So what I'm looking for on Microsoft is this reference level right here, the 228. So 228 for Microsoft, and that should be all-time highs. Okay, so Microsoft 228 for all-time highs. Another one that some people talk to or ask today was Roku, which I absolutely don't like to trade. But yeah, I think that's last meeting that we have, and then we have a move to 363. Accumulation or whatever, the main volume is 325 for December. So that looks like some sort of reversal, formation, topping. I see a lot of red right there, just because I don't like the stock, so I don't want to get biased. Volume is very small, very low. Can see 325, right? But still in an uptrend. Still, people. US dollar, FDX. Oh, UPS. I thought it was like. I thought UPS was gonna break out. Seriously. Now, I heard seasonality is not good for them. So apparently they should start going down, and then in January, February, once they report, they go up. So that's not good. That's what I. That's the thing. Hey Melvin, what's going on? I had an Apple iPhone delivered by Postmates today, owned by Uber. Wow. Okay, that's UPS. So yeah, Chris, if we happen to catch fire on that one, like 178, keep it posted. But or if we go 159, I want to know too. FDX, let me see it, because I think FDX is it's even worse, right? So FDX, look at the pattern on the monthly chart. That's an engulfing. Not there yet. We gotta wait and see how we close December. But I think this is not good. We make all-time highs in the same, and then we're gonna be closing under the lows. That'll be like full engulfing. Let me see if UPS looks the same. Yeah, UPS doesn't look as bad. I don't know what's up with FedEx. So let's see. Uber. I've been waiting for Uber all my life. Hold on. 55. That might be a good point. I think we might be able to get a decent trading there. Uber. Just taking his time. 53 accumulation. So 53.60, 54. I wanna hear those alarms around 54. Remember how Uber trades, and I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but some stocks are so ugly to trade intraday. Uber is one of them. Really bad. I trade Uber a lot. Swing it. So I love to swing this thing, because I think when it starts acting, it's like, oh, I like this pattern right here. I like this pattern right here. So over 56, absolutely. I like Uber. Based on my weekly chart, over 56, and I'll be all-time highs. And then we have the Postmates and all of the news. I like it. So Uber, CrowdStrike. That's the other security, right? That has a great run, and now we have. It's extended, and I like 205 here. Look at when the accumulation was at 180. So I want to see how low they can take it, just on profit taking, before even attempting to buy. Now, if we go over 227, that's too easy. We know what to do. We just buy. But I want to see 185, 190. So let's put alerts at CRWD at 185, 190. And then if we go over 227, then that's a different ball game. What's the other security one that we have? CrowdStrike, FireEye. We have Okta. We never traded Okta, right? No, we never traded Okta. IPOs. Anybody watching IPOs? Oh my God, Pinduo we already did. Disney we did. Tesla we did. I'm just going over the Macy's crazy one. We did. CrowdStrike. There's another stock that I like to trade. SPR. That's a proxy for trading. A good proxy for trading Boeing. So this could be two. If you don't want to do Boeing, we can do 39, 31. You don't want to put too much weight on your account. You can do SPR, but be careful, because you gotta be swinging it. You cannot on intraday trade it. You gotta be swinging it with plenty of time, because you're trying to capture the big move. How about clean energies and all of those? We don't like it anymore. CLNE, SPRW, I think is the other one. No, it's not SPRW. First Solar, I know that's one. CSIQ, time check. Okay, guys, 8:31. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Mario. Happy New Year, team.
Okay, guys. See you tomorrow and see you live the 2021. Best wishes.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Mario. Appreciate it.
Okay. Not a problem, guy. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.